exciting time for all and the perfect opportunity to mark this moment in our history, to not only document the past, but record priceless memories for future generations, to foster an understanding of how far we've come, and to develop an appreciation for how far we may go as the city of Deerfield Beach continues to grow.
5 miles long with huge stretches fronting Florida's Gold Coast and reaching 2 miles wide, originally tearing deep into the Everglades territory, the area known as Deerfield Beach had been owned by kings, inhabited by Native Americans, surveyed by industrialists, sold by speculators, and settled by America's earliest pioneers. From a frontier farming community and a handful of hardy souls in the early 1900s, to a thriving community of nearly 60,000 in the year 2000.
The year was 1896, and Henry Flagler fought the forces of nature and forged southward with his railroad track. Like a spine, he ran a twin rail of steel through the state that pumped people, life, and money into a rugged territory, turning muck and wilderness into patches of civilization.
Well, I was born in Deerfield in 1917. My aunt and uncle, J.D. Butler and Alice Butler, they came in 1910. The reason that they could like it here because of agriculture, and it was just a nice place to be.
I do remember when I was away in college, and I said I was from Deerfield. Everyone looked at me like I was some wild person. Where is that? Deerfield? Must be a lot of deer there. What do you mean by Deerfield? We were not on the map. And don't ask me what year it was because I'm not telling my age. But that was some time ago, and now we are on every map. We are well known. Everywhere we go now, people are talking about Deerfield.
A narrow wooden bridge crossed the river west of the Florida East Coast Railroad, leading the traveler onto a path to another fledgling settlement, Boca Raton. In 1913, a momentous event occurred. The Hillsborough Canal was completed, turning a swampy creek into a major waterway connecting with Lake Okeechobee, located some 45 miles to the northwest. An enthusiastic celebration was held by the townspeople on December 14, 1913, recognizing the canal completion and this great occasion.
I came through in 1917 and I was looking for a job. I was riding my bike, you know, and Miss Thomas, J.D. Butler's sister, was running a hotel. You see, across the river over on the Boca side, there was an old stagecoach, staging area where people came. Some folks said, well, it wasn't a stagecoach road, but it was a place where you stopped and the man watered your horses and fed them, and you spent the night over here in the hotel on this side of the river. They had a bridge on the other side.
There was an old couple, Aunt Jetty and Uncle Ned, and they grew some of the largest sweet potatoes you have ever seen in your life up on that hill. Now, we used to go out there and help them dig them up, and my dad and my brothers, and then they would give us a basket full of them. This used to be a grove, grapefruit and oranges. During our recess time, which was a whole hour, we would come through here from the school. We roamed through the bushes and under the trees and over the hills and whatever, picking grapefruits and oranges. And then we get back to school before recess was over.
The beach area began to receive some attention with the construction of the first bridge across the waterway in 1917. In 1919, a women's club was formed with a membership of 21 ladies paying 10 cents monthly dues. One of the club's first accomplishments was the construction of a pavilion on the beach near the present fishing pier and proved popular for dances and picnics.
Boca Raton airfield opened up, and I was just a young kid, but I could remember the soldiers in the Navy and and everything. And as it closed down in 44, 45, we were one of the fortunate ones to get one of the barracks to become our home.
On August 22nd, 1939, the name of the town was changed to Deerfield Beach in an attempt to attract tourists. Following World War II, the face of Deerfield Beach began to change. Tourism boosted South Florida's economy, and Deerfield Beach no longer had to rely on the agricultural market as a measure of its prosperity. As the economic base evolved from agriculture to tourism to commercial enterprises, local pioneer businesses had to adjust. It was designed for both passenger and freight service in 1926 by Gustav A. Maas. A Mediterranean revival structure, the train depot is significant for its contribution to the economic development of Deerfield Beach. This one-story masonry building remains essentially unchanged except for minor interior alterations. James D. Butler was a member of the first school board of Broward County. He served as a Broward County Commissioner and a City Commissioner in the 1920s, and as Mayor of Deerfield in the mid-1930s. His wife, Alice, was a charter member of the Deerfield Women's Club. In 1923, they built their home based on plans ordered from a woman's magazine. Today, the Butler House is the home of the Deerfield Beach Historical Society. A mighty Florida fig casting cool shade during steamy Florida summers is Deerfield Beach's last physical reminder of a special moment in time and the actual location of the Braithwaite School, which replaced Colored School number 13 and was named for black poet William Stanley Braithwaite. With an initial donation of $850 in the mid-1920s by Julius Rosenwald, the CEO of Sears Roebuck and Company, the black community united to raise the funds necessary to build the three-room schoolhouse for the farming community's black children. After integration in the 1960s, the building served as a community health center until part of it burned. Eventually, what remained of the structure was demolished, and its location at 227 Northwest 2nd Street became the Northeast Focal Point Center. Like the roots of the hardy Florida fauna, many generations of Deerfield's earliest pioneers have flourished and thrived during the decades. Nevertheless, homage is still paid to its pioneer farmers at an annual celebration originally called Cracker Day. Today, Founders Day continues the tradition at Pioneer Park on land donated by W.L. Kester.
Today's Deerfield Beach is the proud result of the efforts and persistence of those early pioneers. Because of their enthusiasm, we are able to witness an ever-expanding and rich history along the Hillsborough.